Republicans in the Senate are watching the turmoil over leadership of the U.S. House with concern. There is no clear frontrunner to become the next House Speaker, and not much time before another government shutdown looms. Fox 4 Stephen Dial sat down with Senator Ted Cruz this morning about the drama. Stephen in studio with what he had to say.
Clarice, Republicans in Congress are trying to get their ducks in a row to appear united when they elect a new speaker. Early indications show that multiple Texas Republican members of Congress are supporting Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise. This morning, I sat down with Senator Ted Cruz at Norma's Cafe in North Dallas. We talked about the historic removal of former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, something that has never happened in U.S. history. When Cruz joined Congress years ago, he was seen as a disruptor by some, so I wanted to ask him if he was okay with a small group of Republicans basically overruling the majority of the Republican conference to oust the Speaker.
I don't like seeing chaos in the Republican House. I think they're doing a lot of good, and so that's a mess. That being said, it looks like we're going to have a new speaker, and I hope we get someone who's a principled conservative, who is a strong conservative leader.
Do you think that rule is acceptable, that one member of Congress was able to bring up the vote? Do you think a small number of Republicans should have been able to basically kick out the Republican speaker?
Oh, look, I think the House will figure out its rules, and one of the things that I'm staying out of the House leadership fight. I got enough fights on the other side of the Capitol and the Senate that I don't need to be in the middle of that.
Cruz also mentioned whoever the new speaker is, he thinks they should bring up a vote to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for what he calls a historic failure at the border. I talked to Senator Cruz about many other topics. Join us Sunday night to hear what he has to say on Texas. The Issue Is. It airs Sunday night at 9, and you can watch on the Fox Local app and on YouTube.